If you want to know about Facebook lead generation, I'm going to show you how to create an ad to build your list, and we're starting right now. If you want to transform your website into a customer or lead generation machine, I'll show you all my best tips, tactics, and secrets to get there fast. Let's dive in. Hey there, I'm Wes McDowell, web strategist for The Deep End, and if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, we do 2 new videos a week here. You don't want to miss any of them. So go ahead and click on the subscribe button and the little bell icon next to it so you never miss another video you need to succeed online. So some of you have actually requested this video. You want to know how to promote your lead magnet to a larger audience using Facebook ads, and that's exactly what I'm going to show you how to do here today. I'm going to give you some of my best design and copy tips to really make that work for you. And I do have a downloadable swipe file of some of the best Facebook lead magnet ads I could find, so you're going to want to click right up here to get that swipe file, or it's also in the description below. So the only prerequisite for this video is that you have a lead magnet. So if you haven't watched this video yet, go ahead and click on that. It's going to show you how to come up with a really compelling lead magnet. So need that first. But once you have your lead magnet, what good is it if nobody sees it? And it's generally not good enough just to include it on your website somewhere, especially if you're not getting really high numbers of traffic to see it. But Facebook is still a really great way to get in front of large cold audiences. And by a cold audience, I just mean people who have not heard of your business yet. And one of the reasons I like Facebook so much is because of the really cool ways you can use it to target your exact right customer. So first you need to brainstorm a little bit about who exactly your customer is. Now resist the urge to say, oh, we're for everybody. If you try to run your ad to everybody in the country or the world, that's going to be very expensive. One of the best parts about Facebook is it's really cost effective when you can get your targeting dialed in just right. The other way is kind of like just throwing spaghetti against a wall and seeing what'll stick, and you're paying for every single time you throw it. So if you can make some educated guesses and use the information you already know about your customers, the more accurate your aim is going to be, and you'll pay less for every email opt-in. And if you're a local business, you're definitely going to want to input the actual radius of where you're located, because you obviously don't want to be advertising your lead magnet to someone in another state if they're never going to be able to use your services. So be sure to turn that on. And if you're a really local business with a smaller population, you may just want to stop there and not set any other targeting options, but rather just let Facebook's algorithm optimize things based on who's clicking on your ad the most. Because if you get too granular in a local area, what can happen if you run your ads to too few people, that can really make your costs skyrocket, believe it or not. So I would just let the algorithm do its thing. But if you're not tied to a certain location, or if you're in a location that has a much bigger population, if you're in Chicago or New York or LA or something like that, then you can start targeting other things as well. Think of demographics, gender, age, and general interests even. For instance, if you're a pet business, you can actually target people who are interested in dogs. If you're a wedding planner, you can actually target people who are newly engaged. There's a whole lot of things you can target inside of Facebook that you may not know about, so you're definitely going to want to get in there and start playing with some of those options. You'll probably be surprised by some of the things you can actually look at inside there. Once you have a good idea about who you're going to show your ad to, you need to start thinking about the ad itself. So think of a really good ad as having 3 parts. First, you need a curiosity-piquing headline, then an engaging image, and then benefit-driven description copy. So let's start by talking about the headline. Now, one of the biggest mistakes in a lead magnet Facebook ad headline is people say exactly what's going to be in that lead magnet. Instead, you want to say just enough to make it sound really useful and like they won't be able to get to sleep tonight without knowing what exactly is in that guide. So instead of how to fix a clogged sink in 5 minutes, how about fix a clogged sink fast with this common household item? Or instead of just how to crate train your dog this weekend, it might be the 3 secrets to crate training your dog this weekend. When you say something that's kind of curiosity driven like that, it opens up this curiosity gap in the viewer's brain that they just have to close. And if you skip it and just straight out say exactly what you're going to teach them in the downloadable freebie, they may just go Google that on their own or go to YouTube and figure it out, or they may just assume they already know that topic and then their interest is completely lost. And this is also good practice when coming up with the lead magnet name itself. I recommend coming up with at least 3 headlines, each emphasizing a different hook. Those might be, the 3 secrets, or here's how to finally get your dog out of your bed, or how to stop worrying when you leave your dog home alone. Now let's talk about the image of the ad itself. So customer acquisition found that the image part of your ad is arguably the most important aspect, responsible for about 75 to 90% of ad performance. In other words, if your image doesn't capture the attention right away, nobody's going to read your ad copy. You can either use a single image, multiple images in a carousel format, or you can have Facebook dynamically take several photos and make them into an animated slideshow video for you. Or you can use an actual video instead of an image. Now, there are no magic bullets here, and no one piece of advice I can give you is going to be good across the board for every single ad and every single business out there. So you're going to want to test things out, but there are certain things that do perform better than others. For instance, using images of happy, smiling people always grabs more attention. And be careful to avoid really cheesy stock photo looking stock photos. There are plenty of pro-level stock photos you can use, even ones specifically meant to feel like authentic social media posts. There's a few websites that specialize in just that kind of photography, one being Unsplash and the other being deathtothestockphoto.com. Try to choose something that shows the emotional after state of somebody once they've put your advice into action. Whether that means they're enjoying life with their family, or making more money, or finally able to land their dream job. You can use one or more. You might want to see what works best. Image A, image B, or image C, or the video that uses all 3. Another cool feature is now you can actually use animated GIFs as the image in your Facebook ad, which is a great way of injecting a little bit of humor and personality into it. And it definitely gets a little more attention in the newsfeed as well. And the same rules apply here. Make sure you're choosing something that is appropriate to what you're actually offering and shows the emotional after state of the person once they've put your advice into use. So digging into this, it looks like you can use any kind of a GIF you make yourself, or you can use stuff from Giphy. And I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know the true legalities of this. And honestly, the copyrights around this are questionable, so if you're going to use a pre-existing GIF, do so at your own risk. All right, now finally, let's talk about actual video as your image ad. This can be very powerful, but it's not always the best performer, and something you're going to want to test. So if you're going to do a video, I would definitely recommend testing that against a few images just to see what's going to connect best with your audience. Just do a simple straight-to-camera video that starts by calling out your audience. For example, if you're a busy mom, or if you're looking to make your move from your 9-to-5 job to starting your own business, I've got something just for you. Then tell them about the lead magnet or freebie and give them 3 short reasons why they should download it. In other words, 3 benefits that they'll experience by knowing what's inside. And put in a few calls to action in the video too, verbally telling them to click the button below to download it. You're definitely going to want to put one at the end, but you're also going to want to kick things up a notch by including one somewhere in the middle of the video as well. And Facebook actually now allows vertical video, which is cool because it takes up more real estate in the screen in the newsfeed. So I would definitely take advantage of that, or at least make a square video. But I would recommend against the small horizontal video. It's too small, it doesn't really catch the eye, and they've done a lot of studies lately that have shown that vertical video just performs much better and gets more shares and comments and downloads. You're going to want to keep it to a minute or less in most cases, and keep it visually interesting. So either if that's with motion, maybe you're walking and talking, or just using bright colors. This just helps you grab attention right away, because your first thing here is just to stop people from scrolling. If you can't even do that, it's gone forever. All right, and last but not least, we need to talk about the description ad text. Now, there's lots of debate over whether short copy or long copy performs better, but basically either way, you're going to want to follow the same kind of format that we just talked about for the video. So you're going to call out your audience with a question. Or are you a restaurant owner looking for a really easy, inexpensive way to source food locally? Next, introduce yourself in one quick sentence, basically telling them why you're qualified to be helping them in the first place. Then introduce your lead magnet and the 3 key benefits they're going to get from it. and put those in a bulleted list. And here's a pro tip. Rather than just using plain circle style bullets, pick out a descriptive emoji that you can use instead. You can just go to emojicopy.com, find the one you want, and then just copy and paste it in. Emojis not only capture a little bit more attention, but they can add some personality to your copy as well. And when done correctly, they can actually act as like little visual cues that further illustrate the point you're trying to make. And when all else fails, just use the little green check marks. You know, they're a good all-purpose way of conveying to your audience that they're actually going to get something. And remember, don't give away all the secrets, keep some curiosity. So tell them the benefit, but not necessarily the method that you're going to share with them to get them there. That way you keep their curiosity piqued and you really up the chances of them giving over their email in exchange for the freebie. In the next video, I'm going to show you a full tutorial how to take all these elements and put them together into a high converting Facebook lead ad that's going to help you build your list really fast. So before then, I want you to get together a few images, a few headlines that each talk about a different hook. Remember, we talked about the hooks earlier, and a few different versions of your description copy, one longer and one shorter. And remember, I put together that swipe file of all the best Facebook lead magnet ads I could find. If you want access to that, just go ahead and click right up here or in the description below for that. But now I want to hear from you, and I want to know if you're planning on using an image ad or a video ad for your lead magnet, or both, and testing them against each other. So I want to know all about that, along with any questions you have. Just put it in the comment section below, and I'll answer any that I can. And if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, go ahead and click on the circle icon right here to subscribe. And to access that free swipe file of all the best Facebook lead magnet ads I could find, you're going to get that by clicking this box right up here. All right, guys, I'm Wes McDowell for The Deep End. I'll see you in our next video.